Today we're going to be looking at John Mayer's solo in his very cool song, I Don't Need No Doctor. I think the original was Ray Charles, but John Mayer really smashes this one. We're going to be looking at the solo, or the first part of the solo, rather than the main riff, which a lot of other videos have done really well. So this solo is from the version where they're performing live in LA, which is on the YouTube. First of all, like every solo, we should know what key we're in and we should know what scales we're using. This means that we can take those ideas when we learn them and apply them in our own solos and in our own writing. So first of all, we're going to be in the E minor pentatonic scale and the E blues scale. They're obviously the same scale, but with one extra note for the blues scale, which is the blues note. So here's the E minor pentatonic, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. With the blues scale, we add, so we've got the 12, 14, 12, 13 here on the A, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 15, and then 12, 15, 12, 15. Okay, E minor pentatonic and the E blues. We are also going to be using the E Dorian today. The Dorian scale is really the second step of the D major scale. If you don't know your modes of the diatonic chords, so for example, if we're in D major, the first scale is D major. If we start on the second step, it's E Dorian. And then so on. If you don't know that, there's loads of videos again on YouTube, but I will be doing a video on that at some point. So the tab of this solo will be on my website, altringhamguitarschool.com. So be sure to go over there, head over there and download the free tab. Now, we're going to be starting this solo with just 3 open E's. So the first bar is quite straightforward. And then we bend first finger on the 12th fret of the G string, and this is like a quarter tone, no, like a half tone, but we snap it off at the top, so we kind of go, and it doesn't really reach there, so we kind of go, so we bend it up and then straight into a pull off from the 14 on the 12, sorry, 14 to 12 on the G string, and then 14 to 12 pull off on the D string. So that first bar, okay, now the second bar, we hit the open E string again. We do double notes on the G and B, 14. So we get, okay, so we've just gone 0, 14 to then 12. Then we do 14 to 12 on the D string, and then we pull off from the 14 to 12 on the D string. Then we go to the 15 on the E, 12 on the A, 15 on the E. So that goes. So there's 2 bars. When I'm doing the first part, I'm going down, down, up to kind of get that funky feel. Okay, so the next bar, the third bar, is really cool. So we get the open E, we do the 14s, the double stop on the G and the B to the 12. Yes, we go, and then we do the same thing again, but this time it's going to be a pull off. Back to the 14 on the D. Now we're going to do a pull off from the 15 to the 12 on the B string. Okay, so this first finger is kind of acting like a half bar. And then we hit the 12th fret on the D string. A bit weird, but really cool. Back to the 14 double stop on the G and B. To the 12. To the 14 on the D. So this goes. One more time. So those 3 bars. Okay, Now we've got the fourth bar, which is a very similar thing again. We're doing double stops on the 14 and the 12. So we hit the open E, and then we do a pull off from the 14 to the 12 again, double stops. D string 14, and then double stops 14 again, pull off, 14 again on the D, and then 14 again, and then 12. So that goes. So that's a little bit of a weird rhythm. Okay, now the next step, on the tab is written as all 6 tuplets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's not quite that on the actual music. I just couldn't, it's a new software to me, so I didn't know how to do it, how to write it. So it goes like this. So you see the first bend is slightly longer, but just listen to the record, listen to the YouTube video and you'll get it. So what we're doing here is we're bending a whole tone from the 15 on the B string, and then we're doing 2 12s on the E. Now what I'm doing and what John May is doing, I suspect, is we're going down on the B, and then down on the E, and then up on the E. So kind of a sweep pick. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so, okay. Next we've got, in the same bar, we're going to pull off from the 15 on the B string to the 12. Then we're going to pull off from the 15 to 14 to 12 on the G. Okay, and then we hit the 14 on the D, 12 on the G, 14 on the G, 12 on the B, 14 on the B, and that gets us this. With that kind of swung rhythm again. So that goes. Now this note here is the Dorian 6, okay? It's the note that if we were playing the Dorian scale in E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that note, okay? It's a real funky sound. You'll see it on the video I talk about on the Joe Bonamassa solo. He uses the same kind of idea where we're bending from the 14, the Dorian 6, to the 15, okay? Which is the -7 interval. Okay, so that together goes. So we've come down the blues scale and then land on the Dorian 6. We bend it up on, so this is the next bar. We bend from the 14 to 15. Then we play the 14. And then we're going to play 12 to 14 on the B. And then we're going to do a quarter tone bend on the G. So we get, and then 14 to 12 pull off on the D, and 14 on the A. So that this bar goes. Right, now we're coming into the very juicy line, this. Okay, what we are doing here is we are descending in intervals of 6s. All right. To put this simply, if I play the E Dorian scale, I'll play it up here for now. So 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, 11, 12, 14. That is the E Dorian. Now if you watch, if I just start one note down on the D, this is the D major. But I'm starting on the E. So it gives us that Dorian sound. Okay, so now to get the interval of a 6, all I do is I play the E and then I count up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I play them together, that is an interval of a 6 or a major 6. Okay, so when I start on the next note, F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an interval of a minor 6. Okay, so those are the intervals, right? That's how it works. I thoroughly recommend you go and check out scales in thirds and scales in sixes, and scales in fourths. They sound cool. The fourths is a little bit different, but that's another lesson. So for now, just think about the sixes. So I'm going to just read them out now, but this is the Dorian scale. So we're going to go, I'm going to list the A string first and the G string next. So we're going to do 16 on the A, 14 on the G, then 14 and 12, then 12 and 11, then 10 and 9, then 9 and 7, then 7 and 6, and then 5 and 4. So now what I'm doing when I'm playing this properly, and what John Mayer does, is he's strumming, so you're getting this. And the way to get that without any complications is to make sure that the underside of your third finger is holding the string muted, the D string, or the top of your index. Okay, I'm kind of using both, so that when I strum these three strings, the D is silent. Yeah? So we've gone. Now do a quarter tone bend on the third fret, open E, and then we do a full tone bend on the third fret of the B string, bending up to the root note. Yeah? Okay, now the riff of death. So we go open E, then we do a pull off from the B string, third fret. We do a ghost, what I call a ghost slide, so we're going to slide from the second to third. And then we hit the open B, open G. So we've gone, which is cool on its own. Okay, now with the bend, you're not really going to go all the way up there because it's a really quick riff. So as you're reaching it, you're hitting the open E. Now we're going to do a pull off from the third fret B string, and this is where it gets really tricky. We're going to play the third fret on the G, slide to the second fret, and then pull off, and then use the same finger to land on the second fret of the D. I mean, you could use your first finger, but I'm pretty sure John Mayer uses his second. I'm using my second as well. So we've got, okay, now we're going to go back up to the third fret B string, do the same slide and pull off from 3, 2 to 0 on the G, same 2 fret on the D, and then we go up on the G and hammer onto the second, open B, pull off from the second to G, and then second fret D, and then we're going to go up to G again, pull off from the D, second fret, down onto the A. So let me just do that again. So that whole line. So is that, okay, then we're going to go up to G, pull off on the D, and down to the A. Then we do these really fast hammer-ons from the open D to the second fret. Okay, the timing's a little bit weird, he kind of drags it out, because then we're going straight into the final riff, and we hit the open E, slide to the 7th of the E, 5th fret of the A, 7th of the A, and then back to 0. So we get, okay, then we slide, we don't stop the note, we let it ring, but I'm just stopping it to talk. Then we slide to the 7th again, 5 on the A, 7, and then we're going to do a quarter tone bend on the 5 of the D string. So we've gone, okay, Then we do the original few notes. And then we do almost like the same thing again. We go slide to the 7th, the 5th, the 7th. Now here we're going to do 7 on the D string, 4 on the G, and then we're going to pull off from the 7 to 5 on the D string, and 7 on the A. So this goes, sorry. I personally find it easier to go and then hammer from the 5 to 7. But that's just me. Okay, so that all together goes. Alright, and then we do the same first first bar of this riff. And then just open. Okay, and that is the whole thing. So I just go from that riff again, the riff of death. Okay, and then he continues the solo, but for now we're going to leave it there. I hope that's been really helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to do new solos every week. If you want the tab, it's over on altringhamguitarschool.com. Thank you for watching.